Babes, it is Friday afternoon.
Thank God.
We both managed to sneak off work early, and babes, that means exactly one thing.
The spiral is starting early today.
The spiral is so real today. Welcome back to the Snark side, to all the Snark squad holding us down, supporting us, sending us those completely deranged DMs.
Literally unhinged DMs. We love them.
We really do. We see you, we love you, and honestly, babes, we appreciate you so much. You are the reason we get to sit here and play pop culture sociologists every single week.
The Snark Squad is basically my only tether to reality right now, but honestly, priority number one right now, the food.
Oh my God, the food.
Yeah.
I am emotionally overwhelmed by what is sitting in front of us.
It smells so good.
Right. Babes, we have Indian food on deck this afternoon, and when I say we are excited,
It is an understatement.
it feels like a massive understatement. We've got the chicken vindaloo, we have this perfectly spiced rice, the garlic butter naan that is literally still steaming.
Still steaming.
This is not just lunch, okay? This is an entire physiological experience.
It really is.
The spice level is so aggressive, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
The heat is hitting the back of my throat, the chicken is melting.
Just falling apart.
Taking a piece of that warm, charred naan and scooping up the vindaloo, it is healing my inner child while simultaneously destroying my lipstick.
It is a culinary intervention, honestly. I'm sitting here trying to break down the flavor profile like some, pretentious Michelin star critic.
Well, here we go.
No, but seriously, I'm analyzing the interplay of the toasted cumin, the undertones of cardamom, the way it balances that severe acidity of the vinegar base.
Look at you.
But I can't even maintain the snark. I really can't. It is just mathematically perfect. The garlic to butter ratio on this naan, flawless.
And because we make incredibly questionable yet elite decisions, we decided to wash it down with a rum-spiked limeade.
Which is medicinal at this point.
Highly medicinal. We need the rum to process the sheer volume of toxic behavior we are about to discuss today.
Dangerous. Refreshing.
Elite.
Elite. Is it slightly unhinged for a Friday afternoon? Yes, but we stand by it.
We completely stand by it. The tartness cutting through the spice. Unbelievable. But speaking of unhinged, while we are sitting here literally dodging Slack messages, can we talk about the fact that society is still operating on a 5-day work week?
Oh, please, don't even get me started. It is my Roman Empire.
Like, babes, does the government need to step in? Because this 5-day cycle is brutal.
Brutal. Outdated.
It is emotionally draining.
It is an artifact of the Industrial Revolution. And the fact that we are still applying factory floor scheduling to modern knowledge work is economically absurd.
It's a scam.
We are giving 5 full days of our cognitive peak to capitalism for what? 2 days of weekend where we spend the first day recovering and the second day just, dreading Monday.
It is the scam of our generation.
Yeah.
A 4-day work week would literally solve most of my personality flaws.
Same. I would be a delight.
Right. Imagine the societal shift. A day for actual life administration, like running errands, going to doctors, deep cleaning the apartment. A day for genuine socializing and community building.
Yeah.
And then a day for just rotting on the couch, watching Bravo without the Sunday scaries creeping in by 4 p.m.
Society would absolutely thrive. We have actual data showing productivity doesn't drop in a 4-day model. It just concentrates.
Exactly.
Carbon emissions would decrease because of less commuting. Mental health metrics would skyrocket. I would personally become a significantly less toxic person.
We both would.
I wouldn't have to mentally curse out anyone who sends me an email at 4:55 p.m. on a Friday. We would just be glowing, thriving beings.
Genuinely. But, since we are still trapped in this structure, shout out to all the babes.
Yes, all of them.
The working babes, the school babes, the hustling babes, the barely holding it together babes who are just trying to survive until Friday evening. We see you. You are doing your thing, and we love you for it. Keep pushing.
Absolutely. Shout out to the hustlers. But also, I have a confession that is going to completely undercut that beautiful sentiment.
Wait, what did you do?
I had exactly one patient today. One. Just one.
I am glaring at you right now.
Yeah.
You are invalidating the entire working babe shout out.
I can't lie to the Snark Squad. It was an incredibly easy day. I went into the clinic. I had one quick filling.
Unbelievable.
Super compliant patient, in and out in under 40 minutes. And then just hours of doing absolutely nothing.
I hate you.
Existing in the break room.
Yeah.
Being paid to breathe, read, and relax.
I am violently jealous. What were you even reading during this taxpayer-funded vacation?
So I finally picked up The Anatomy of an Alibi.
Oh, how is it?
It is actually incredible. The vibes are immaculate. It's very dark academia, perfectly paced suspense.
Okay, I need to read that.
But what makes it brilliant is the unreliable narrator. It's this psychological manipulation where you, as the reader, are constantly questioning the motives of the person telling you the story. It's brilliant.
Oh, I love an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
It's basically the literary equivalent of a reality TV confessional.
Oh my God, yes.
Everyone is spinning their own narrative,
Mm-hmm.
and the truth is completely subjective.
Exactly. And, to everyone listening, don't think we forgot. Our book talk era is very much still alive.
Yes, it is.
We promised dedicated book episodes, and they are coming. We are fully committing. We just have to survive the psychological warfare of this current reality TV season first.
Yes, the books are waiting. But right now, we need to take a moment and collectively spiral over a massive milestone.
Oh, man.
Tomorrow is the finale. Tomorrow is our episode 50. 50.
5-0. It doesn't even feel real.
Like, how did we even get here?
Yeah.
When we started this season, we were so innocent.
We're children.
We didn't know the emotional toll it was going to take to watch these people systematically dismantle each other's sanity over paint challenges and fake currency.
And we let it ruin our lives.
I am so emotionally attached to this mess. I am so ready for it to end so I can reclaim my serotonin, but simultaneously, I am entirely emotionally unprepared to let it go.
It is the ultimate toxic relationship. We sit here and analyze how draining it is, how the producers are manipulating the narrative, how infuriating the contestants are, and then the second the episode ends, we are desperately refreshing the screen for the next one. We are trapped in the villa.
We really are trapped in the film.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we are fed. The Vindaloo has cleared our sinuses. We are delightfully tipsy, and we are emotionally invested.
Let's do this.
It is time to get into the mess. Let's talk about Episode 49 of MTV Splitsvilla X16, Paisa vs. PR.
Okay, we need to set the scene carefully because the entire structural dynamic of the villa has violently shifted overnight.
It is a disaster zone.
We have officially pivoted from, PR, the romance, the connections, the flirting into absolute cutthroat survivalist game theory.
The villa is in literal shambles.
Complete shambles. So let's establish the baseline stakes for anyone trying to keep up with the chaos.
Please.
We are coming off the Baby Co-Care Pasan High's physical task. It was grueling. Anushka and Ruru are literally injured, like physically compromised from the toll of the game.
Which is insane.
And Vishu and Preet failed the Oracle's test, which resulted in Preet being sent packing.
Which, by the way, we need to briefly explain for anyone who might be confused by the mechanics of this show.
Go for it.
The Oracle is basically this alleged algorithmic supercomputer that determines if two people are a scientifically perfect ideal match.
Algorithmic, sure.
Right. Let's be real, babes. The Oracle is just a producer behind a curtain pushing a green or red button based on what will cause the maximum amount of psychological damage to the house.
Exactly. It's the Wizard of Oz, but with way more hair gel.
So true.
And because Vishu and Preet failed that test, she was dumped. Meanwhile, the power dynamics have completely inverted.
Everything's upside down.
Anushka and Mohit somehow snatched the ideal match throne, giving them immense voting power. Deeptanshu and Soundharya are also sitting pretty as an ideal match.
Wait, before we get into the fractured alliances, I need you to explain something to me, analytically.
Okay.
How on earth is Akanksha still surviving in this house?
It's actually fascinating.
I am losing my mind watching it. People from both major alliances are actively plotting against her. Her own ex is completely ignoring her existence.
Yeah, he won't even look at her.
Every time the camera cuts to her, someone is whispering about sending her home. And yet she remains. How?
It is a fascinating sociological phenomenon. It's what I call the reality TV roach tactic.
Oh my God.
And I say that with the utmost respect for her game. She survives not because she is strong, but because the house is too fractured to coordinate a hit on her.
Wait, explain that.
This is classic game theory. Both major alliances want her gone, right?
Right.
But neither is willing to waste their limited power to eliminate a non-threat when they could use that power to take out a strong player from the opposing side.
Oh, so she is slipping through the cracks of their massive egos.
Precisely. If Alliance A uses their vote to dump Akanksha, they lose an opportunity to weaken Alliance B. So everyone just kicks the can down the road saying, oh, we'll get rid of her next time.
And suddenly the girl everyone hates is in the semifinals.
It's brilliant passive survivalism.
That actually makes so much sense. It's infuriating, but iconic. Okay, let's talk about the real disaster of the episode. The financial ruin.
The bankruptcy.
The 41,500 split coin sacrifice. My jaw was legitimately on the floor.
We need to break down the sheer economic chaos of this dome session. Let's contextualize what a split coin actually is for a second.
It's everything.
It is the in-game currency that contestants earn through grueling physical challenges. It buys safety, it buys power, it buys survival.
Yeah.
To accumulate 41,500 coins takes weeks of physical trauma and strategic maneuvering.
It is their entire life savings in the game.
Yeah.
And Himanshu and Diksha literally empty their bank accounts.
That's zero.
They sacrifice all 41,500 coins to save Zalak from being dumped.
Yeah.
They bankrupt themselves.
And here is where we enter the economics of trust. Because what does Zalak do?
Oh, don't even get me started.
Does she express profound gratitude? Does she recognize the magnitude of the social and economic capital that was just burned to keep her on television?
No, she absolutely does not. I am emotionally spiraling over her reaction.
It was wild.
She goes straight into her confessional and starts acting salty. She is dripping with contempt.
The audacity is actually breathtaking.
She claims that Diksha only did it to fix her own image. She literally says, oh, Diksha doesn't have a power card, so she doesn't need the money to be saved anyway. She just did it to secure a vape bank.
Wow.
Babes, you just got saved from elimination? Say thank you.
Let's analyze this from a psychological perspective because it's a textbook example of cognitive dissonance. Zalak is experiencing a massive internal conflict.
Because her own alliance wouldn't pay up.
Exactly, because her actual friends, her actual alliance, and her romantic connection, Garesh, didn't pitch in a single coin to save her.
Not one single coin.
Yeah.
Garesh literally stood there looking at the ceiling while his supposed connection was about to be put on a flight back to Mumbai.
It was so embarrassing. So Zalak's brain cannot process the trauma of being abandoned by her own people.
Yeah.
To accept that Diksha, someone from the opposing alliance, is her savior, means she has to accept that her own alliance left her for dead.
That is too painful for her ego.
Right. So her ego deploys a defense mechanism. She projects malice onto her savior.
Wow.
She convinces herself that Diksha's act of extreme generosity is actually a selfish, calculated move. It's the only way Zalak can maintain her worldview without completely breaking down.
When you put it like that, it's incredibly sad, but also deeply infuriating to watch. It's pure deflection.
Yep.
And we have to talk about the confrontation between Deeptanshu and Zalak afterwards. Deeptanshu is trying to defend his complete lack of action.
Oh, the backtracking.
He's saying, I was going to give you my half. I had 22,500 coins. I was totally going to give you 10 to 12,000. And Zalak is not having it.
Because it is the easiest thing in the world to say, I was going to, after someone else already paid the bill.
Literally.
It's the equivalent of going to a group dinner, staring at the check, waiting for someone else to hand the waiter their credit card, and then saying, oh man, I totally had my wallet out. I was going to cover the tip.
Sure you were, Deeptanshu.
The sunk cost fallacy here is wild. Her alliance had already invested so much time in her, but the moment they had to put actual currency on the line, they folded.
Exactly. Gulu at least had the decency to admit he only offered half, but the rest of them just watched Himanshu and Disha bleed out financially.
And the internet saw right through it.
The Reddit threads were absolutely torching Zalak. The opposing alliance saw an opportunity to buy a number, and Zalak's alliance was too stingy to protect their own asset.
But, you know, moving away from the financial ruin, let's look at what this show claims to actually be about.
Romance.
The romance, or in most cases, the highly produced illusion of it.
Oh, the dates. Let's start with Himanshu and Disha's date because I am fully gushing over this.
I knew you would.
After all the trauma of the dome session and the bankruptcy, they get this beautiful boho-style date set up. And Diksha brings him a hand-picked, handmade bouquet.
A very subtle grounding gesture.
It was so pure, the vulnerability of Diksha opening up and saying that this is the quickest she has ever let her guard down with someone.
Yeah, that felt real.
Himanshu talking about how they are planning a life outside the villa, looking for houses in Mumbai together. I was getting so emotional.
It was nice.
They were just dancing alone, almost ignoring the cameras. It felt authentic.
Well, I will validate your emotions right now. If we look at the post-show reality, Himanshu and Diksha are actually one of the very few couples confirmed to still be dating outside the show.
I knew it. My radar for genuine connection is never wrong.
They survived the reality TV curse, which is a sociological miracle considering the psychological warfare they've endured.
Truly.
But I want you to hold on to that wholesome feeling because we need to violently pivot to the exact opposite of genuine romance.
Ugh. The love den.
Yogesh and Ruru.
The cringe was palpable. It radiated through my television screen.
See, initially you almost fell for it, didn't you?
Let me defend him for a second. The setup was gorgeous, the music was playing, they are dancing.
Typical producer magic.
Yogesh looks at Ruru and delivers this incredibly intense speech. He tells her she is a huge part of his life, that he came to this show specifically to win her heart.
So rehearsed.
He says he didn't want to hurt anyone else, but he had to choose her because their bond is undeniable. It sounded so poetic.
Wait, let me challenge you on that. You are falling for the exact trap the producer set.
Am I?
Yes. I am analyzing Yogesh's behavior with pure snark, but also with behavioral patterns. Yogesh is what I call an Esh boy.
An Esh boy.
Remember Gauresh, Yogesh? The Esh boys are absolute pros at weaponized charm and gaslighting. Everything Yogesh did in that love den was a calculated performance. He was reciting a script.
You really think it was completely fake?
Okay.
What if he's just like deeply emotional?
He is not deeply emotional, babes. He is deeply aware of the cameras. Let's look at the Akanksha fact.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yogesh ditched Akanksha for Ruru. Fine, that happens on the show all the time. But you are on a highly coveted, intimate date with your supposed true love, and you spend half the date talking about how you didn't want to hurt your ex.
Oh, that's right. He said, I had feelings for her too. I didn't want to break her trust. I feel so guilty.
Exactly. If you are head over heels for the woman sitting in front of you, you do not center your ex in the champagne toast.
Okay, that is a massive point.
He is just trying to spin the narrative to ensure he gets a sympathetic hero torn between two lovers. Edit. He doesn't actually care about Akanksha's feelings, because if he did, he wouldn't have let his entire alliance systematically bully her for weeks.
Oh, wow.
He is a narcissist trying to produce his own storyline.
When you lay it out like that, the illusion totally shatters.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking to Ruru. He was talking to the audience through Ruru.
Bingo.
Okay, I take back my swooning. He is canceled.
Thank you for seeing the light. Now, let's move to the real highlight of the episode, the twist. The arrival of the guest mentors.
Yes. My visceral reaction to this moment.
It was loud.
Sunny Leone announces they have mentors coming to guide them through the next challenge. And out walk Hamid, a previous season winner, and Digvijay, the absolute winner of hearts.
And cue your complete meltdown.
I am openly thirsting over Digvijay. I cannot hide it. I will not apologize for it. Digvijay is hot as fuck.
It's true.
He is easily one of the finest men to ever walk into this franchise. The aura, the confidence, the absolute lack of desperation that all these other guys in the villa reek of. I was unwell.
It was a massive energy shift. It felt like an adult finally walked into a room full of toddlers.
Yes.
The mentors arrive, and the house gets strategically divided. Digvijay takes the non-ideal matches under his wing, and Hamid takes the ideal matches.
And what are they mentoring them for? The PR Ka Paint Challenge. Or, as the internet has accurately dubbed it, the blindfold boxing match.
This challenge is a psychological pressure cooker. Let's break down the mechanics, because it's vital to understanding why everyone failed so spectacularly.
Break it down.
It is a one-on-one battle inside a ring. But here's the catch. One partner is completely blindfolded and wearing boxing gloves dipped in colored paint.
Okay.
The other partner is standing outside the ring, and they have to guide their blindfolded partner using only their voice.
Left, right, forward, back. The goal is to paint your opponent's body with your gloves without getting painted yourself.
It is essentially a test of sensory deprivation and communication under extreme adrenaline.
Like watching a submarine crew trying to operate without sonar.
Exactly. The blindfolded person has zero spatial awareness. They are entirely reliant on their partner's voice to map the geometry of the ring and the location of the threat.
And the stakes are massive. If the ideal matches lose, they lose their ideal match powers. If the non-ideal matches lose, they lose their safety entirely and go directly into the danger zone.
It is a do-or-die situation. We have to break down every single one of these 5 matches because each one was its own specific genre of disaster.
Let's step into the ring. Match number 1. We have the ideal match. Saurabh, guided by Niharika, going up against the non-ideal match, Yogesh, guided by Ruru.
First, we have to note that Ruru refused to actually perform inside the ring because of her arm injury.
Which is fair.
So she opts to do the voice commands, which leaves Yogesh, who, let us remind everyone, is a literal professional MMA fighter in the ring against Saurabh.
Right.
On paper, this is an absolute slaughter. You have a trained combat athlete who makes a living understanding spatial awareness, going up against Sorab, who is just a guy.
But I laughed so hysterically I almost choked on my limeade. Yogesh gets absolutely, completely, embarrassingly humbled by Sorab.
It wasn't even close.
Not even a little bit.
Let's analyze the psychology of why this happened. This challenge was not about fighting. It was about the illusion of control. Yogesh's MMA ego told him he could rely on his instincts.
Yeah.
But without sight, your proprioception, your body's ability to sense its location in space, is severely compromised.
Yes. And Niharika was a masterclass in communication. She acted as the perfect sonar for Sorab.
She really did.
She gave incredibly clear, calm, precise directions. She kept him defensive when needed and guided him in for the strike perfectly. Go left, step back, his back is open, paint it. She was like an air traffic controller.
Meanwhile, Ruru was completely panicking.
Oh, she lost it.
She was blasting static over the comms. She couldn't guide Yogesh at all. She's screaming. She's confusing left and right. Digvijay is yelling at her from the sidelines to give better instructions.
It was pure chaos.
And Yogesh is just throwing blind, desperate punches into the empty air like a glitching video game character.
Sorab literally painted Yogesh front and back. He turned the MMA fighter into a modern art canvas.
How embarrassing.
The ego death Yogesh must have experienced in that moment. Delicious.
It proved that arrogance is utterly useless when you actually have to rely on your partner. So Hamid's ideal matches take a 1-0 lead. Which brings us to match 2.
Okay, who do we have?
Himanshu, guided by Diksha, versus Mohit, guided by Anushka.
Okay, I have to call out my boy Himanshu here.
Yeah.
He played this like a total coward.
He really did.
He did. But honestly, I deeply respect this strategy.
It was infuriating to watch from an entertainment perspective, but from a game theory perspective, statistically brilliant.
Himanshu realizes early on that if he just doesn't get touched, he wins by default.
Right.
So what does he do? He just runs away. He is literally jogging in circles around the perimeter of the mat, avoiding Mohit entirely.
He is exploiting the rules of the game, winning by not playing.
Exactly.
Mohit, on the other hand, completely fails to understand the assignment. Mohit is fighting aggressively, treating it like a real boxing match, throwing heavy looping hooks.
But he's blind.
Exactly. But because he's lunging forward so violently into thin air, his momentum pulls him off balance, leaving his entire back completely exposed.
And Anushka's directions are terrible. She's just shouting, "Attack! Attack!" without actually tracking where Himanshu is moving.
Enough.
So Himanshu, like a sneaky little ninja, waits for Mohit to swing at a ghost, swoops in behind him, paints Mohit's entire back, and then runs away again.
Strategic cowardice secures the win. Himanshu saves himself in Diksha. The score is tied 1-1. And then we arrive at match 3.
Oh boy.
Vishu, guided by Suzanne, versus Deeptanshu, guided by Soundharya.
I am still spiraling over the sheer, unadulterated messiness of this round. It was not a reality TV game. It was an assault.
Vishu lost his actual mind. The adrenaline completely overrode his prefrontal cortex.
Vishu gets into the ring, the whistle blows, and he literally tackles Deeptanshu to the floor.
Just took him down.
And he will not stop painting him. He is scrubbing the paint into Deeptanshu's chest like he's trying to get a red wine stain out of a white carpet.
It was wildly aggressive and completely against the rules. Sunny Leone is blowing the whistle furiously, screaming at Vishu to stop and break the hold.
And Vishu just ignores her.
He's experiencing tunnel vision. He is aggressively mauling this man on the ground long after the play is dead.
Sunny literally had to step in, penalize Vishu, and use a towel to wipe Deeptanshu's chest completely clean because Vishu got all that paint on him illegally.
The penalty wipe down was humiliating enough, but the real peak comedy of this match, the absolute sitcom-level absurdity happening on the sidelines with Soundharya.
Oh my God.
Soundharya is trying to guide Deeptanshu, but there is a massive fundamental problem.
What is it?
Soundharya literally does not know her left from her right.
She is screaming, "Left, go left," while aggressively gesturing to the right. Deeptanshu is getting destroyed because she is steering him directly into Vishu's fists.
It gets so unbelievably bad that Sunny Leone has to pause the game, walk over to Soundharya, take out a literal Sharpie marker, and write an L and an R on Soundharya's hands like she is a kindergartner on a field trip.
Wait, an actual Sharpie?
Yes, like she's 5 years old.
Okay, wait, let me push back here for a second. The Reddit threads were kind of split on this. Some people were saying, hey, directional dyslexia is a real thing, and cognitive load theory says that under extreme stress, people genuinely lose basic cognitive functions like distinguishing left and right.
Okay, sure.
It's an involuntary trauma response. Is it too mean that we are finding this hilarious?
I see the psychological argument. Cognitive load is real, but I am going to respond with peak snark.
Let's hear it.
Are we in a group therapy session unpacking our stress responses, or are we on MTV Splitsvilla fighting for a massive cash prize and television survival?
Right.
In a high-stakes survival challenge where your partner's physical safety depends entirely on your verbal commands, you have to manage your cognitive load.
True.
Learn your directions, write them on your hands before you leave the villa, or pack your bags. You cannot claim the title of an ideal match if you don't know which way the steering wheel turns.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Valid. The villa is not a place for coddling. And despite the Sharpie intervention, Vishu still ends up winning the round.
Yeah.
The non-ideal matches take the lead 2-1. Which brings us to the most emotionally volatile match of the day. Match 4. Gulu, guided by Kyra, versus Garesh, guided by Zalak.
I have to give it up for Gulu. This was an incredible cinematic comeback.
It really was. Gulu gets out there completely pumped up. But early in the round, he misjudges his footing and literally falls completely out of the ring, just tumbles backward onto the dirt.
The embarrassment, the massive hit to his ego.
But he doesn't crumble. He gets up, and you can see pure, unadulterated rage fueling him.
He was furious.
He hops back into the ring, and he's a man possessed. But the real MVP here is Kyra.
Yes, let's analyze Kyra's leadership. Gulu is notoriously stubborn. He never listens to anyone.
Never.
But Kyra managed to completely rein him in.
Yeah.
She bypassed his ego by giving him incredibly authoritative, calm commands. She was shouting exactly when he needed to strike, and miraculously, he followed her directions.
And let's look at their opponents, Garesh and Zalak. This was a textbook display of why their dynamic is a disaster.
A total mess.
While Kyra is guiding Gulu to victory, Garesh is practically gaslighting Zalak from inside the ring. He's not listening to her, he's moving the wrong way, and then he has the audacity to blame her for the bad calls.
It was toxic communication in real time. Gulu dominates, paints Garesh everywhere, and secures a massive win for the non-ideal matches.
They are now up 3-1.
They've mathematically won the overall challenge, but the producers forced them to play the final match anyway for pride.
And the final match, match 5, is where the real controversy of the episode erupts. Tane, guided by Sadaf, versus Ron, guided by Esmita. I was getting incredibly heated watching this on my couch. I had to put my Vindaloo down.
It was deeply uncomfortable to watch.
Tane gets into that ring and treats it like he is defending a UFC heavyweight title against a man who murdered his family.
Literally.
He is throwing actual aggressive hits. He is picking Ron up and body slamming him to the ground. This is a challenge about rubbing paint with a boxing glove, and Tane is dropping this man on his cervical spine.
And when confronted about the excessive force, Tane tries to manipulate reality by saying, "I'm not trying to throw a punch, I'm just holding him."
You are suplexing him onto a mat.
But here is why I'm so mad. Ron played this brilliantly from a strategic standpoint. Ron realizes he is outmatched in raw physical aggression, so he uses his brain.
Which is what you should do.
Tane is wearing red paint on his gloves, Ron is wearing blue. As Tane is aggressively wrestling and hugging him, Ron intentionally goes limp and lets Tane's own red gloves rub all over Tane's own body.
Yes. Ron essentially uses Tane's momentum and aggression against him. It's an Aikido principle.
By the end of the round, when the blindfolds come off, anyone with functioning retinas can see that Tane has way more paint on his own body than Ron does. Ron clearly painted more of Tane.
And what does the show do? The producers, with a straight face, declare Tane and Sadaf the winners.
Let's unpack the maker's bias conspiracy, because the history of reality television is riddled with producers putting their thumbs on the scale.
Oh, the internet is absolutely furious.
User after user on the Reddit forums called this out. We can clearly see Ron won. The bias for Sadaf is visible. Ron was robbed.
It is a full-blown conspiracy.
It's not even a conspiracy, babes. It's just sloppy editing. The producers have decided that Tane and Sadaf are currently the golden children.
Clearly.
They needed Tane to look strong for a future storyline, so they completely ignored the visual, empirical evidence of the paint and handed him the win. When the edit can't even hide how badly you rigged the game, you know the production team is getting lazy.
It is so unjust.
Yeah.
Poor Ron and Esmita played incredibly smart, endured actual physical assault, and still got a loss slapped on their record.
Let's summarize the devastating aftermath of this challenge. Digvijay's non-ideal matches win the overall event 3-2 against Hamid's ideal matches.
A massive paradigm-shifting upset.
Deep Tanshu and Soundharya, along with Mohit and Anushka, officially lose their ideal match powers. The safety net is entirely gone.
Entirely gone.
The villa is flipped on its head, and nobody is safe heading into the next dome.
The stress? My heart rate is legitimately elevated just recapping the mechanics of it, which means it is the perfect time to pivot into our first analytical breakdown. Welcome to segment 1, love, lust, or just screen time.
Okay, the premise is simple. We are going to break down the key couples from this episode and aggressively judge their dynamic.
Yes, we are.
Are they actually building a real psychological connection? Is it just pure chemical lust? Or is it a desperate, calculated grab for that MTV camera time?
Let's start with the couple of the hour, Himanshu and Diksha.
I am immediately slamming the love button, emphatically.
I'm slamming the love button with you, the handmade bouquet. The fact that she noticed his nervous system was dysregulated and just wanted to reassure him.
Beautiful.
And him sacrificing 41,500 coins, sacrificing his literal safety in the game to keep her happy by saving Zalak.
It's the sacrifice that proves it. You do not bankrupt your reality TV game for screen time. The opportunity cost is too high.
No, you don't.
You do that when you actually care about how the other person perceives your character. Plus, as we mentioned earlier, we have the real-world data. They are still dating outside the villa.
We absolutely love a couple that survives the curse. Okay, next up, Yogesh and Ruru.
I am shattering the screen time button. I am hitting it with a sledgehammer.
Honestly, after your breakdown of his narcissistic script reading in the Love Den, I have to agree.
It is 100% screen time. Yogesh's dialogue sounded like a bad audition tape.
It really did.
And his absolute obsession with mentioning his ex, Akanksha, during what is supposed to be an intimate moment with Ruru, he is trying to craft a multi-episode arc for himself.
He doesn't view Ruru as a partner. He views her as a co-star in the Yogesh show.
Exactly. He wants that main character edit so badly, and he doesn't care who he uses as a prop to get it.
Okay, third couple, Gulu and Kyra.
Oh, this is a fascinating psychological study.
I'm declaring this strictly OST/game.
Explain your methodology.
Look, they work amazingly well together in high-stress environments. We just saw it in the paint ring.
Yeah.
She commands, he listens, they execute, they win.
Very true.
They have a great physical synergy and a shared goal. But they don't have that deep, emotional, romantic tether. They don't look at each other with vulnerability.
No, they don't.
And again, the internet sleuths have confirmed they are strictly friends outside the villa. They are a pragmatic business partnership masquerading as a romance to survive the voting blocks. They're securing the bag, not a ring.
I completely agree. It's a very shrewd alliance. Finally, let's judge Garesh and Zalak.
Oof, this one is dark.
I am very, very reluctantly admitting that it might actually be love.
Wait, really? After how he gaslit her and treated her with complete contempt in the ring.
Hear me out. His communication style in that paint challenge was a massive, waving neon red flag. He was talking down to her, ignoring her, and blaming her for his own spatial failures. But despite how incredibly toxic and broken it looked on screen, all the post-show reports indicate they are actually exclusively dating in the real world right now.
You are joking. My brain refuses to accept this.
I am not. Which means, sadly, from a psychological standpoint, that toxic dynamic might just be their actual love language. It's messy, it's deeply problematic, but it seems to be an authentic representation of how they relate to each other.
Wow. I guess there really is a lid for every unhinged pot. Okay, moving on to segment 2. Get out your notebooks, babes. This is the Villa Survival Guide.
The premise. If we, the Snark Squad, were abruptly kidnapped from our corporate jobs and dropped into the Splitsvilla, what are our absolute golden rules for surviving the sociological warfare?
Rule number 1, and I cannot stress this enough, know your left from your right.
A foundational cognitive skill.
I am explicitly shading Soundharya. If Sunny Leone has to pause a national television broadcast to write directions on your hands with a Sharpie, you do not deserve a power card.
No, you don't.
You don't deserve safety. It doesn't matter how pretty you are. If your spatial awareness is that of a confused pigeon, you are a liability to your alliance.
It's harsh, but it's evolutionarily true. What is Rule 2?
Rule 2. Read the room, and more importantly, read the rules. I am looking directly at Tain and Vishu here.
Yes. If the challenge is explicitly described as paint someone's body with a glove, Do not enter the ring and throw a right hook.
Do not suplex someone onto their neck.
Do not keep mauling them after the referee blows the whistle. You don't look like a badass alpha male. You look unhinged, you look desperate, and you get penalized.
Read the rules and play smart, like Ron did, by using momentum to his advantage.
Preach.
And my final rule, Rule 3, secure an economic safety net, or, in this economy, secure a hamanshu.
The ultimate insurance policy.
If you are like Zalak, and you have zero alliances, zero power, and a connection who won't spend a dime on you, you better be damn sure you have manipulated someone else in that house who is willing to drop 41,500 coins to keep you around.
Reality TV is expensive.
Find someone to fund your survival.
It's just smart venture capitalism. Let's hit segment 3. Red flag speed round.
I love this segment. The premise, rapid-fire call-outs of the most toxic, messy yikes moments from the episode.
Yeah.
No deep analysis, just pure, visceral judgment. I will start.
Go.
Yogesh bringing up his ex, Akanksha, during a romantic champagne toast with Ruru in the Love Den. Massive red flag. Keep the ex out of the romance and stop trying to self-produce your own sympathy edit.
My turn. Zalak sitting in the confessional chair complaining about Deeksha's intentions literally 10 minutes after Deeksha bankrupted herself to save Zalak's spot on the show. The entitlement and lack of gratitude is staggering. Red flag.
That boiled my blood. Okay, next. Vishu completely ignoring Sunny Leone blowing the whistle and continuing to aggressively maul Deep Tanshu on the floor like a rabid animal. Respect the referee, respect the boundaries of the game, red flag.
And tying into that, Tane trying to justify his wildly aggressive UFC-style takedowns by calmly gaslighting the producer, saying, "I'm not trying to throw a punch. You dropped a man on his neck over some body paint. Stop manipulating the narrative. Red flag."
A sea of red flags in that villa. Which leads us perfectly into our final segment of the day, Segment 4, Main Character Delusion Meter.
The premise here is simple. We are rating who in the villa thinks they are the star of the show versus who actually is carrying the season.
I have to start with Akanksha. I am rating her delusion at a solid 10 out of 10.
Oh, easily.
She genuinely believes the entire geometry of the house revolves around plotting her downfall. Every conversation she isn't part of, she assumes is about her.
Main character syndrome.
It is giving unchecked narcissistic energy.
Yeah.
Yes, people want you out, but they also want the prize money. You are not the center of the universe.
Exactly. She thinks she's the final boss, but she's really just a side quest they haven't gotten around to finishing yet. Who else is on your delusion meter?
I am putting Yogesh on the meter, and I'm giving his delusion an 8 out of 10.
Let's hear the analysis.
Yogesh thinks he is the golden boy. He thinks he has that invincible aura. He walks around like an untouchable MMA fighter, acting like his mere presence is a threat.
And then what happens?
He gets thoroughly, embarrassingly humiliated by Saurabh, a guy with zero combat training, in a sensory deprivation challenge.
Yeah.
His internal monologue must be entirely disconnected from his actual capabilities.
He thought he was John Wick and he turned out to be Paul Blart.
Literally.
But if they are the delusional main characters, who is the real main character of this episode? Who actually manipulated the power dynamics?
I think we both know the answer to this. It's unanimous. Say his name.
Vijay.
100%. Think about it sociologically. He walked in as a guest. He didn't even have to pack a bag for a long stay.
Nope.
He looked insanely aggressively hot, which immediately gave him a halo effect over the contestants. He gave actually good strategic advice from the sidelines.
It really did.
His team of underdogs absolutely crushed the ideal matches 3-2. And then he gets to just walk away unscathed.
He didn't even have to put on a pair of paint-covered gloves, and he won the entire episode. He shifted the entire power dynamic of the season with just his voice and his jawline. That is authentic main character energy.
He is the moment. Okay, I need to take a very deep breath. My heart rate is up, my Vindaloo is getting cold, the limeade pitcher is completely empty, and the villa is an absolute shambles.
It's exhausting.
Dissecting the behavioral economics of these reality TV villains is sheer emotional exhaustion.
It's grueling work, but someone has to hold these producers accountable and extract the psychological truths hidden beneath the trash TV.
Right.
I just want to give a massive thank you to the Snark Squad for joining us on this Friday Spiral. You guys are the absolute best.
We love you guys. And remember, If you enjoyed this descent into madness, share this with that one messy friend of yours who desperately needs to hear this breakdown.
You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Send them the link right now.
Yes, spread the chaos. And do not forget, tomorrow is our massive milestone.
Episode 50.
Tomorrow is episode 50. The finale energy is officially here in the villa. The stakes have literally never been higher. The power cards are gone. The alliances are fractured. And we are going to need significantly more rum to get through the finale.
I'm buying a handle on the way home because we are not surviving otherwise. Until then, stay spicy.
Stay chaotic.
And we will see you on the Snark side.
Wait, I do have one final thought for everyone to mull over while they finish out their Friday.
Ugh. Drop the wisdom.
We spent all this time talking about the 41,500 split coins that Himanju sacrificed, but think about the psychology of that artificial currency. In a game where your actual self-worth and survival are directly tied to an imaginary bank account controlled by producers, what does it do to the human brain when you voluntarily reduce your net worth to zero for someone who doesn't even say thank you? Is it strategy? Or is it a trauma response to the environment? Think about that before the finale.
Oh my God, you just broke my brain. I need another limeade. See you tomorrow.